Alright. Hello everyone, it's me, Generic Pie, back with another video for you today. This one is an episode of Peepin Tom Bombadil between Buon Diavolo and Senor Saquet. I think that's what the SR means. I've done some research into the names here. Buon Diavolo, it's an Italian name, and it translates in English to kind of like a good guy, like a good egg. I'm sure that's truth. That's accurate about the real Buon Diavolo. So grazie mille, Buon Diavolo, for sharing this game with me. Saquet apparently means bag in Catalan, so maybe Mr. Saquet is from Mr. Bag. is from Catalan. I don't know, but hey, let's dive into this game. Thanks for sharing it with me, and yeah, let's just get to it, baby. So, Buon Diavolo was playing as, so yeah, it literally translates to good devil. Was playing as the free people, and Senor Saquet was playing as the shadow. They start. Oh my god! Excuse me. Chaotic start to this video. Orcs mods playing again. Fantastic. Starting card. The ring is mine. Playable. Imril Dol Amroth. Good. Ents. Okay. Let's see what happens. Not the best starting role for the shadow by any means. And I'd say it's slightly better starting role for the free people there. You've got some good military stuff. You can get this fellowship on the move. Fellowship starts. They're not hit. Ring is mine is put in. Pass. The Isengard goes down. Buon Diavolo. I'm going to keep saying it in the Italian accent. Moves again. Snake Eyes. Automods playing again. Nice. Elves go down. Armies shuffle about. Where were the two moves there? Gorgoroth. Oh, so they moved the Nern army. Okay, fair enough. And that's interesting. Okay. So they did two moves, and they moved everything to Western Met, leaving one guy here. Is that so that then, with a single kind of character die later on, you can move them into Helm's Deep? Haven't really seen it done like that before. Normally, the second move is done to, you move the dwarfy boy into Erebor, or you get the Carrick man into Old Forest Road. So that's an interesting way of doing it. We get this army combining over here in Minas Morgul, and they decide not to use the token, and we dive into turn number 2. We've got Clinder of Glorfindel and the Wizard Staff, which might actually get used. Candles of Corpses and Day Without Dawn. Allocates 1 eye. And we get this delicious roll for the free people. Pretty much a dream roll there, You can get some good movement in. You got 2 dice to hopefully kill Gandalf, and then the 3rd die to actually get Gandalf in the game. However, Gandalf denial is a potential possibility given Saruman's not on the board. So will that token be used to, force the shadow to not bring in a minion with one of those mustard dice? Let's see. Wizard Staff is played. Okay. Wizard Staff, good for protection. But on a round like this, I mean, basically, if you do that, you ain't getting Gandalf this round. I think, but then maybe if you know that the shadow is gonna not let you get Gandalf anyway, what's better? Safety for the fellowship, or forcing the shadow player to not get a minion this turn? Don't know. But that's the decision. They've effectively said, have your minion, I'm not getting Gandalf. Half-Orcs and Goblin Men is drawn. They move. They're not hit. So, okay, they're going to get a lot of movement this turn, to be fair. Well, yeah, 2 movement. Sauron goes to war. Here we go. Now we get Wizard Staff used. Okay, so you got 4 movements without any hits. That is nice. That is nice. Now Saruman can come in without any fear of bringing back Gandhi. This army, now they do another double army move. Okay, so this goes here. So the question is there, was it worth the half army move to get a dude and a dude here when you could have got this guy into here? It's kind of splitting hairs. Not a huge thing, but yeah, I guess you do get that. You guarantee the leader is safe. Phlox is drawn, and Phlox is played. So yeah, so kind of a very safe fellowship, and like Phlox doesn't normally actually get played. So maybe the Shadow is thinking, I need to slow this fellowship down, and Phlox is a way of hope. You know, you'd think, you'd hope, guarantee at least one hit next turn on the fellowship. But having said that, three people probably want to kill Gandhi now, so a hit isn't actually good for Shadow right now. So I'd actually save that until after Gandhi's dead to hit them when Strider's moving. Now we get Shadow's Gather. Amazing. On they went. And Path of the Woes is an I Will Go Alone. I wonder if we'll get... Given how good things are going for the Fellowship, this is the type of game where I would certainly be tempted to play I Will Go Alone and get someone somewhere depending on the circumstances. All right, 2 eyes are added to the hunt, so 3 eyes in total. And we get a nice roll for the 3 people. That means they can get Gandalf. We have some marching out into South Ithilien. The Fellowship decides to move. Yeah, see, I don't think I would do this. I think this is benefiting. Oh yeah, so sorry, I was talking as if Gandalf was already dead earlier. I think this hugely benefits the 3 people and doesn't benefit the Shadow, because what you're doing is on a 5, Gandhi dead, Gandhi back, same turn. Yep, and it's a 3. You've yeah. And one Diavolo says thank you. Yeah, and there's a tear. I suppose if it's like a 0 reveal or it's, you know, like an inefficient tile. But having said that, if you're on step 5, I think even like on a 1, I'd happily kill Gandalf. So anything other than a 0 reveal, I think is kind of bad for the Shadow there. All right, so they decide to go for Osgiliath. No card, no card. They get a hit. They get 2 hits. They get 1 back. So pretty good for the Shadow. Gondor goes down. Okay, so they're going to get Gandhi straight away. Given Day Without Dawn can't be played, I would have... Oh, no, you can't muster anyway. Yeah, so maybe this turn, with them anticipating the attack, I would have used one of these musters to get Gondor down 1, because there's nothing else going on elsewhere. And then when they attack, you can then get an elite in here with the other muster. But because the Fellowship moved first, you don't have time to do that. So again, like a minor turn ordery thing, but that would have been at the forefront of my mind, because there's not really anywhere else the Shadow looks like they're going to attack to get their Witch King this round. Because they can still get the Witch King by attacking again anyway. So it's not like you're giving them the Witch King. So yeah, just kind of little details I think I would have been thinking about as the 3 people there. Gondor goes to war. Now we get mustering in Lossanac and a leader. Interesting that they would play a lead. I mean, it's always nice to get a leader in here. I suppose the Southrons are nowhere near war. You can preserve this spot. My priority is generally to get just a big elite in here. Just get to beef up the numbers, baby. But yeah, I think it's nice to have a leader in there. And covering Lossanac is annoying. For the Shadow, we get the Witch King in the game. Rohan goes down. Cool. It's always exciting to get Rohan down. And Half Orcs goes into Minas Tirith. So looking good. Now we get with another token. Okay, so the token's being used to get Rohan into the game. That's cool. Wonder what the thinking is there. Try and build up an army in Fold and take, cause mischief over in Minas Tirith. Is it just simply to defend Helm's Deep? We will find out, no doubt. All right, so help unlooked for. They decide to get rid of Kindred. And And for the shadow, we get Musterlings and Morgul Wound. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Pretty varied rolls all round. I Will Go Alone is played. Nice. Oh, Strider's coming out. Wow, okay, cool. So we're going to get 6 dice. In a game like this, where you're pretty far ahead as the free people, 2 ways of looking at it. Either that's going to slow you down and give Shadow a way of getting back into the game when you're really far ahead, or it's going to kind of solidify your stranglehold of the game by giving you an extra die and a means of protecting yourself through military, depending on which way you look at it. Minas Tirith is attacked. We get Desperate Battle against Shield Wall. Nice Shield Wall there. So that is a 3 hits down to 2 hits. And only the 1 hit for the free people, so that's really unlucky. They press. They draw into Corsairs. Aragorn better watch his back. And... What? You're playing Corsairs in combat to take down Minas Tirith? You crazy man. Wow. That was... I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I think in this situation, I'd be far more... I mean... Because this turn, okay, I guess, you know, the free people can muster the living hell out of Dol Amroth. Maybe they're thinking about that. Maybe they're thinking about that. And if you start moving across these armies and get... So they've got 2 dice to get the Southrons to war. And then they can use a Palantir to play Corsairs and use a couple of... I mean, what would it be? Yeah. Yes, they've got the dice to make it happen. But then you'd presumably get triple muster in Dol Amroth, and then is it worth it? But I don't know. It probably is, because they're only going to be able to get 2 musters. If you do it, you're going to trap Aragorn in here. That kind of opens up a whole can of worms in itself, because then there's all those mustering cards. Have they still got Imrahil of Dol Amroth? They haven't. They must have... Didn't they start with that? Am I imagining it? Did they play it as a shield wall, perhaps? So the only thing that could really buff it then would be Kidan ships. I don't know. I just think in this situation, I'd be so much happier to just play Relentless Assault. I'd just play the... You've got such a big army here. Happily play Relentless Assault. Throw a couple of guys into the meat grinder. And then get the... You only need a couple of 4s. 3, 4, you know, a couple of 4s and a 6 or something like that. Should get you over the line. To give up a Deadly Strife in that situation and Corsairs, I wouldn't do it. No way. But that's just me. Okay. But anyway, that gets the Shadow. They do the job. They get up to 2 victory points. Aragorn is crowned in Dol Amroth. Lossanac gets attacked. They're clearly going down to Peligir here. I wonder if there will be some kind... I wonder if they'll use their Shadows Gather somewhere around here. Because, yeah, that's another thing. Shadows Gather could be really nice to reinforce. If they send this army over here, go there, then use the Shadows Gather to go there, it kind of does half the job of the Deadly Strike of the Corsairs for you. So anyway, they kill that guy, gets 1 hit back. Musters in Peligir. It must be nice to free people to know that there's no Corsairs to worry about, actually. Decides to attack, no card, no card. 1 hit for Senor Saket. And no hits back for Bon Diablo. They scamper away to Lamadon. What's the Shadow going to do here? Sorry, the free people. Surely you muster an elite in Dol Amroth, right? Okay, going for Lam. See, that's again... It's just risky. It's just risky because all it takes here, unless you have a scouts, which they don't, it's very possible that the Shadow just on 10 dice, you can roll 4 5s. And then you get you're only going to get 1 elite in here. Whereas if you actually muster the elite in Dol Amroth, you're guaranteedly in a siege, which is powerful. Anyways, they start moving armies around. Pass. Southrons go down. Pass. Southrons go down. Okay, so they're using the half hybrid to get Aragorn out of Dol Amroth. I was kind of thinking along the lines of that they'd have to use a character die. Of course, they can actually evacuate some of the army there. So at least, well, I was going to say it keeps them safe. If somehow this army gets it, you're still going to have to separate him from that army. So yeah. But then they get this army in. Okay, so at least they get the army into to Dol Amroth. On they went. Is put into the bag, and we go on to turn number 5. Shadow draws into a new Powers Rising and Nazgul Search. Cool. And we get swords in area door. And is there another card? No. Dead Men. Okay. This is a Dead Men kind of game. This is the kind of game where we will hopefully get to see Dead Men played for its card effect. I really hope that we do. Great roll for the Fellowship here. Against this many eyes, not fantastic. But the Fellowship is very healthy. Would not be afraid to move twice in this situation, given they're literally on 0 corruption and have 8 negative corruption right now. Rohan is now fully at war. Some mustering of Nazgul happens. We get more mustering in Dol Amroth. New Powers Rising is played, which puts... I mean, now that they're fully mustered, this isn't as powerful as it would normally be. This is going to be a real hard nut to crack. The Fellowship moves. They are hit. It's a 2, so they're still not revealed. Legolas takes one for the team. Boromir takes over the Fellowship. This army marches up here. This army looks like it's making a belated trip up to the Dew line, so maybe we will get kind of a turn 6 kind of pincer on the 2 elven strongholds. This army comes out, leaves Helm. I think I'd always leave one in Helm's Deep, just in case. You know how like War of the Ring can go. You can have a turn where you just roll something weird, like 5 Palantirs, and then next thing you know, this orc or something. It's just going on a march to Helm's Deep. Like weird stuff can happen, and then you're having to burn a ring. But anyway, so they do more mustering in Orthanc. So Orthanc is looking very strong. Aragorn. Wait. You can't bring your friend with you, Aragorn. You can't bring your little Gondorian all the way from Anfalas. Yes, this is noticed. The unit must remain in Anfalas. Never a truer line has ever been said. The unit must remain in Anfalas. Okay, so this little army starts coming up here. I think if you're going to go for it, combine first in Pelargir, so at least you get the big army going all at once. There's a chance if the 3 people are fitting really well, they even fight a field battle. I wouldn't. Nah, I definitely wouldn't. But I suppose if you keep mustering, you could keep mustering more elites and then try and fight these guys in a field battle. Path of the goddamn Woses! Whoa, I did not see that coming. I forgot they even had that card. Oh yeah. Oh. Whoa, baby. This is great. This is great. Because... yeah. Thank you for sharing this game. You truly are a good devil. I love this. I mean, if I'm going to split hairs, I think I would have mustered even more in Helm's Deep first. Because you can do this from, I suppose, 1, 2, 3. You have... Okay. So it makes sense to... Okay, yeah, fair enough. Was there any other mustering that went on? I think you kind of want every guy you can get. Because this army pretty big. And with leadership, this army will become a big thorn in this army's side. But you're going to have the first go next turn. It's a real shame they don't have a scouts, because you would imagine they'll move here, then the first move they'll attack this army to just get some hits on them. And 5 dice on 5s, what they got card wise. 5 dice on 5s. Maybe you even go crazy and you could play a Dread and Despair. Oh, no, that won't work. Yeah, I don't know. You could go for 4s on a Moonkill and get really spicy. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I was kind of, yeah, maybe this is, I just assumed that they were going Mordor. I just assumed that they were going for Mordor. I didn't even think about Minas Tirith, to be honest. How many were in there? Just one. Okay. Yeah, maybe the plan was always just to take back Minas Tirith. You can do the... Yeah, okay. In which case, this army was big enough. But let's see what happens next turn. So we get Wormtongue and Shadows on the Misty Mountains, and Bilbo's Song, Rise of Theoden. They get rid of Swords and Eriador. 1 eye is added. So not very high on the musters if they do decide to go on a charge into Mordor. But if they do, not a nice turn for it. Guess they are going for Mordor. Yes. And now the Shadow has a choice to make. Presumably you move this army back and then this army back here. Or you do that. Think. Yeah, I suppose that forces them to... Okay, yeah, maybe that is the smart move. The problem is now the free people are ahead of you. Kind of. Let's see how this works out. They move the Fellowship? Thought you were going to go for Minas Morgul. Oh, yeah, okay, so that was a mistake. Good. I'm really glad. I was like, you've come like all this way. Like, nah, let's just chill in North Etheria and leave Mordor alone. Who cares about that? We're just going to move the Fellowship instead. Okay, so go for this. Now we get the... Okay. Still think ultimately you need to get this army involved. The tricky thing here is with the free people, without the dice, what can they do? They can attack with 1. I suppose maybe you have to block it in case they have Through a Day and a Night. Because if you don't block it and they have Through a Day and a Night, then they just take Barad-dûr and use a ring to attack into here, and they probably win the game. So actually, that's a clever block. They're going for Gorgoroth. Interesting. Okay, no cards. So maybe they're going for the Moran and yeah. But having said that, you take Gorgoroth. They got no musters left. You can just do the split. No. Oh my god. They take him down. They can't stop it. They could do... Mate. Get the little guy here. Big guy's here. That's the way to do it. Yes, that's exactly it. Awesome. Morannon. Oh, can Aragorn hold on? Muster and Helm's Deep. We get Nazgul Search. Played... Wait, what's going on here? Oh, they're just moving Nazgul around in order to get more Nazgul and the Witch King onto... Yeah, so... Okay, so yeah. Your base just using it as a seed die. Oh. And... Play if Boromir's in the Gondor region. Is Boromir with this army? He's not. That's a shame. So they just drew a card. Oh, they drew... Okay. Yeah, they just drew House of the Stewards. Alright, it's going to come down to this. Could this be the end of the game? Excuse me. An Onslaught. Oh, that is a great card for this situation. Onslaught is perfect for this. Absolutely perfect. With a 10-man army. Desperation. The Daylight's good. But if the Shadow even gets like 1 or 2 hits... this could be very... I'm going to take this slow. Because this is exciting. We get 1 hit. 2 hits. 1 hit back. So we're going to get 4 on the onslaught. You need more than... You just need the 2. So odds are that Aragorn's going to die. Here we go. They get the 2. They get the 3 even. Oh. And we've lost Aragorn. He's dead. His valiant attempt to win the game has been blighted by the forces of evil. And now the 3 people are down to 5 dice. And I get now we just backed onto like a normal game with a steady march of the Fellowship after this just kind of sideshow of madness in Mordor. So what's going on here? Minas Morgul attacks... Oh, they're attacking Minas Morgul with this, yeah, which makes perfect sense, yeah. And they get the hit, so that guy dies. So that kind of removes any kind of freakish chance of, you know, this guy getting 1 hit and then, you know, the shadow rolling 6 Palantis. They can't take it back. On we go to turn number 7. I thought this might be quite a short video. I thought that might have been it. So now we get Thranduil's archers. They got rid of the Grey Company. Yeah, that's quite sad. It's not going to... That would have been great last turn. The Grey Company would have been really, really handy last turn. Does it work with any army? Does it have to be a Gondor army? I can't remember. Anyway, and what did the Shadow get? Stormcrow and Warm with Sorrow and Toil. Right, so, okay, roll. Oh my goodness. And they've got Day Without Dawn. Oh my god, everything is falling apart. The dreams of the 3 people are being crushed. So what's happening here? They're changing a will to an H. They're using a ring because they are worried about losing all of their dice. Okay, which is... I still kind of think, like, is that worth a ring? I mean, I know you're basically giving up an entire turn, but you're going to lose 2 dice anyway. Is that worth it? I don't know. But it does at least give you something else you can do this turn. The Fellowship being moved. I've only seen this once before. Looks like Bombadil has issues with his spacebar based on the messages. The Fellowship is safe. Day Without Dawn is played. Unlucky for the 3 people. Horde from the east. Get some mobilization in East Rune. They start combining. Thranduil's Archers is played to get something going in Woodland Realm. Another card is drawn, Aemir. And Warm with Sorrow and Toil is played. Yeah, it just feels weird when you have a free military attempt and then the game just carries on. it's just quite jarring. I feel like I've just had, you know, 10 minutes of just insane, you know, intensity, and now I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool, just standard army moves now. Right, so they get the guy into Erebor, and the Anfalas guy. This guy's not giving up. He's on a 1-man mission to just see the sights of Middle-earth. Dol Amroth is attacked. It's quite a small army there. Quite a small army. How many musters have they got left in the Gondor force pool? Yeah. I think at some point, now the leadership's left, I might have been tempted to get another. They had that 1 muster they used to get. Yeah, I think that's probably a priority, but I just think, yeah, at some point, maybe you could have got an extra elite into Dol Amroth and then tried to fight them. But maybe not worth it. I don't know. Okay, these armies start going here. On to turn 8. Gwahir and the Red Arrow going to have some cards being getting thrown away here, presumably. That's the stewards, and I don't know what else they decided to get rid of. Maybe the dead men. That's a shame we didn't get to see dead men. But we did get to see Path of the Woses, so, you know, can't complain too much here. Quite an relatively eye-heavy turn for the shadow, but they do have a lot of attacks. Aim is played. More combinations in... So East Rune is combined, and we get the Iron Rune to Dimbledale. Goes to Iron Hills, and also in Dimbledale. Fellowship moves. Fellowship still hasn't been revealed in 8 steps. What was that? 2 more Nazgul have been mustered. And the 3 people use yet another ring. So they're definitely... They didn't use the ring at the start of this. No, that was the previous turn, wasn't it? So yeah, really happy just to play these rings. And moves and gets hit. Okay, they're trying to get into Mordor this turn. Okay, I get it. I get it. Let's have a look at the hunt pool. Quite risky there. Very, very high chance that you're going to get revealed. You can't then hide and move because you used all your rings. So maybe worth a gamble. But having said that, the Shadow's still quite far behind militarily. I mean, this is strong. This is not that strong, but it can hold. I'm not sure if... I mean, getting in this turn is great. It is great. Maybe you just have a go at it, yeah. But I don't think the 3 people... I think the 3 people probably have... Say that... Oh, yeah, okay. Actually, no. Bearing in mind how weak Helm's Deep is now, yeah, I think they have to try. I think that's a good gamble, actually. Yeah, I take it back. But yeah, very lucky to dodge another reveal. Boards of Eisen is attacked. We get a Scouts away. They pop into Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep is still, I mean, despite sending an entire garrison, you know, an entire army over to Osgiliath, is still pretty hefty. You know, stronger than it normally is. And it's now put under siege. Fellowship's moved again. With the final move, they're hit. So 1 reveal finally. And the second tile is a 0. Okay. Okay, so 0 and a 0. So understandably, Senor Saquet is not happy with that. Yeah, not ideal. And I'm trying to think what you want to get there. I mean, the one benefit of that is it gets out some of the really nice tiles for when you have Gollum in the Fellowship. So now the 2 best tiles for Gollum are gone. You'd rather you don't see those tiles at all. But in a way, if time is your main priority, getting those out would actually be, you know, highly preferable to drawing like eyes, for example. If you draw 2 eyes, you don't do any damage and there's nothing taken out of the pool. So it's not cool. It's not good. It's pretty bad, but it's not complete disaster. Especially given it's relatively unlikely this will be a corruption victory for the Shadow. Anyway, Erebor's put under siege. We go into turn number 9. Athlas is drawn, as is the power of Tom Bombadil. Orc Patrol and Rage of the Dunlendings for the Shadow. Let's have a look at the hunt pool. So, okay, now with those 2 reds in there, not looking pretty. Yeah, so again, kind of reinforcing why getting those 2 out there. I'd rather have 2 zeros taken out of there than like a 3 and an eye, I think. Because it just shrinks the pool and improves the chance of them getting hit in these crucial red tiles. Let's have a look at the stats while we're at it. Okay, these are useless. Okay, pretty normal, really. I mean, low on hybrids for the Shadow, high on wills, but that hasn't helped the 3 people too much, as we very well know. Right, so some good movement there for the 3 people. They're playing a card. What are they going to go for straight away? Let's see. Ents. Oh, hello. I forgot that, yeah. Oh, they had 2 Ent cards earlier. But this could be interesting. Ah, so close. But then plays into Guahir, which gets Gandyman up to Woodland Realm. What's the Gandyman up to? Interesting. Morgul Wound. Ouchie. Fellowship Hides. Cans of Corpses. 2. Alright, so, ooh, okay, that's suddenly, you know, that escalated quickly. Fellowship moves, another eye, or an eye to reveal, kills Gimli. Warm Sorin Toil. What's it going to get? It's going to say, you really hope it's not Bilbo's song. Because I don't think Warm Sorin Toil works on the Hobbits, so that means I think they're safe for Bilbo's song now. Is that right? Or does that not work in Mordor? I can't remember. We'll find out. Anyway, so they play the Fighting Uruk-hai in Helm's Deep. Slightly risky, given the HP differential and the fact that if these elites die, then they're not leadership anymore. Kind of fight where things can go wrong for the Shadow, but without, you know, the Witch King in there, it's not as risky. And you're starting with your Relentless Assault. Okay, that's quite brave. But it pays off very handsomely. So that was great by Senor Saket. 5 hits. And, okay, this is going down. Nicely done. Roll like that will definitely do it. One more hit back, and just the one more 6 required. Doesn't get it. But Buono Diavolo is not hitting at all. They press, get the 6. Okay, that worked out great. Fantastic. Never in doubt. Just relentless assault your way to victory with rolled a ton of 4s. Musters in Edoras to be a nuisance. The army starts marching up. I think at this point you... Okay, where are they going to get the victory points? Let's figure it out. So, 1 in Edoras. This is going to be hard. You've got a better chance of taking down Erebor. But then you've got Gandhi nearby, skulking about, waiting for his time to strike. So, pretty easy to get to 6. Yeah, so yeah, Lorien's by the easiest one. So I'd be looking at Lorien for 8. And then maybe even the Shire, you know. The North's still not at war. If you can time it right, get this army up here and get to the Shire. If the free people can't defend. Easy march into Dale. Lorien. 4 cities. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 cities more. And Lorien might be the kind of sneaky way to get there. Or you just try and bang down the door in Erebor, which you've got a good chance of doing. But I think the good thing about taking Dale is that even Gandhi can't take back Dale. If you attack Erebor and this army gets mashed up, Gandhi could even come and liberate. So yeah, it's all going to depend. Do they still have Dunland? I think they've probably played Dunlandings by now. Anyway. So they go for Edoras. Yeah, that's good to do before they muster any more. I think that's important. No quarter. They get the hit they need. 2 hits back. I said, okay. Stay in Edoras. They decided to stay. I mean, this could get freaky here. But a valiant attempt doing an advantageous position is blocked by the power of rolling a 6. Up to 6 victory points, and the fellowship is flipped. This is going to be a tight finish. We get the mouth goes to Dol Guldur, and Lorien is put under siege. Yeah, nice. Can they draw? Danes, that's a clutch draw. And we prove the swifter. Ooh, that could be big. That could be very big. You can get Gandhi into Erebor, then play Dane Ironfoot's guard. Good stuff. There's a lot. That's really powerful. Really, really powerful. And meanwhile, the Shadow gets Olokai and Breaking. That's a great card combination if that's what they decide to do. What do you go for first? I think first you have to play Danes in case they attack straight away and just wipe it out. Yes, good, very good. All patrol, try and hit the fellowship. Very risky when you got a red eye in there. Very risky when you got a red eye in there. Okay, now good because now you shrunk it, so now they're more likely to hit a red eye. So that paid off. Okay, obviously I'd rather hit one of these, but even getting an eye isn't that bad because improves the chance of hitting a red. Fellowship moves. One reveal. That's great. They get rid of Warmer Sorin Tool. Warmer Sorin Tool does not activate when the guide is a hobbit. Great. Lord of the Ring kills the other hobbit. Do you want to get them down to Gollum? I don't know. Sometimes having that extra little guy in there is actually better. Although it does mean, are there any cards that are affected by that? And it gets them close to Bilbo's Song as well. So yeah, now they've got a use for this Palantir to play Bilbo's Song this turn. Or it depends how much the free people feel like they need to move this turn. Yeah, Bombadil says, I believe it's better for me. Yeah. They flip. Moves the Nazgul to Dol Guldur. Okay. Moves Nazgul to Dol Guldur. Regular to Moria. I think that's quite a curious thing to do. And they want to move this army across here, perhaps? Get more, but... Okay, maybe they want to split the amount of leaderships. They can attack both the same turn without having to fly. Okay, yeah, they want without having to fly all the leadership around. But did you need an extra guy? You could still get... You still had 3 leadership here. That would take up to 5. Erebor is attacked. So now the only problem is they chose not to get Gandhi in there. I think rather than moving the Fellowship, I would have thrown the Gandhi man into the throng of the action, save the day, and sit in this. Because, I mean, Gandhi man in a 2-5, 2-3-2 against a 9-1 with the Witch King. What cards have they got? They got a Dread and Despair. Actually, that won't work. They got nothing. And I think that means like there's a chance if the Shadow gets really lucky that they can break down Erebor now. With Gandhi, I think there's almost no chance. Dread and Despair is played. Could have also been used to get 1 free corruption, potentially. I think I might have actually played We Come to Kill to cycle. It's not good, but at least it gives you a chance to draw into a Deadly Strife or something. Because time is really running short for the Shadow at this point, and you don't have a die to actually play conveniently. Or I suppose you could just use a die to get an elite into hit, but then you're kidding a guy. Yeah, anyway. So, forfeits 3, gets 1 hit, and 2 hits back for Bombadil. They decide to stop, so that's better for the free people than for the Shadow. They come into... Oh, Isildur's Bane. Do they have another go at it? Do they take the risk of, again, if you get a 3, amazing. Get one of these bad. Well, again, the 3 with Isildur's Bane isn't too bad. The eye with Isildur's Bane would be absolutely terrible. Fellowship moves. They draw 1. Some very lucky. They use a ring to move the Witch King over here and get leadership into Lorien. Weeper of the Swifter. And now Gandhi goes to Gandhi goes to... Okay. Gandhi goes to Lorien. Still think I'd rather have Gandhi in Erebor. I guess they're basically saying they've given up on Erebor. Okay. So you want to have Gandhi where he can do something. Gandhi might be able to make this survive. It's going to be much hard. That's a small one. But they ain't got... Yeah. Still going to be hard to take down. Candle shines. Fateful Strike against We Come to Kill. Do you really want to give up Bilbo's Song here? If your leader reroll scores 1 hit. Yeah, Gandhi's Shining. You've only got 1 reroll, so you can't even kill the Witch King. So you're giving up Bilbo's Song to have a chance of killing 1 Nazgul. Much rather have Bilbo's Song there. I mean, if you had extra leadership in there, then this could be an interesting play to try and kill the Witch King. But without that extra leadership, I think Bilbo Song could get you over the line next turn, because still a very good chance you hit a red eye here. You know, if you move next turn, hit a red eye, hit a red 3. Suddenly you're up to here. Red 3, you're up to 9. Bilbo Song can save you. Saket. Mouth's not affected. Oh, so I think they forgot that the Nazgul, sorry, the mouth was in there. So 3 hits back from the 3 people. So, and now the elite roll doesn't hit. So yeah, that's gone really badly for the Shadow. That's really unfortunate. They start mustering in Moria. Cruel Weather, and the Shadow lengthens. Bit late for Cruel Weather, everyone, I'm afraid. Not going to help versus Gandalf either. Shadow lengthens could be good for getting this army here, although that's going to be hard to take as well. And what about the 3 people? King Brands and Smeagol. Okay. Do you take the time to put in Smeagol? I don't think you do. I think you run like the wind. You can't risk them putting a red tile in, I think. And also they don't have the dice to put in Smeagol anyway, so you just have to move. And it's a 2 reveal. Or just a 2. That's fine. There's nothing. As the 3 people here, I think I would gamble on Isildur's Bane. Because, let's have a look at it here, right? So at the moment, Isildur's Bane, if you don't play Isildur's Bane, 1, 2, 3, only 1 tile. No. Okay, it's 2 tiles stop you from, yeah. Isildur's Bane can make it so that I think, yeah, you're basically giving the 3 people a chance to win on 2 out of 7 odds, which aren't great odds. Whereas you've got a 1, 2, 3 in 7, almost 50% chance of taking them up to 11 corruption. And then only 1 tile is winnable. So I think the odds are slightly in the favor of gambling on hitting a 3 rather than the 3 people just having 2 that will kill them. Here we go. And it's the 3 red. Okay, so that paid off. If the Shadow had played Us's Bane and drawn it, it would have had the same. It would have, well, they'd still be here and they'd still be able to move, but they'd be on 11. Well, I suppose 10 corruption if they hide, but then they can't. Yeah, so yeah, reveal. So they reveal. They're on 10. This gives the Shadow a chance to win militarily. They've got quite a lot of dice. They play King Bran's men to defend up there. And it gives them a chance to also draw into a nice card, which Confusion could be good. Be right back. Shadow lengthens. Cool. That's a really nice Shadow lengthens. Lorien's looking very, very, very risky here. Now, if they can take Lorien, they've got a character to then move all of the leadership, or some of it, down to Dol Amroth as well. Ooh, this is going to be a tough hold for the 3 people. Lorien is attacked. Relentless Assault versus Confusion. Relentless Assault, great card to play against Gandalf. So naturally, they'll give up 2. Yeah, of course, Gandalf shines. Oh, so they forgot to say they wanted to kill 2 units. They're going to have to roll against. They would have got, if that was legit, they would have got 3 hits. And this time they're going to get 2 hits. Oh, they still get 3 hits. Okay. Did they roll the reroll last time? They didn't roll the reroll. Okay, so solid. Although the Relentless Assault didn't. Yeah, whatever. 3 is decent. 1 hit back. Although the Confusion blocks 1. Okay. But still, very good for the Shadow. Very good for the Shadow. Do they have any cards they can play here? They've only got Cruel as Deaths, which aren't good versus Gandhi. They draw into Devri of Orthanc, which is good versus Gandhi. Nice. One hit. One more. So close. Gandhi misses. Press. 6. Gandhi's down. I repeat, Gandhi's down. Then, oh, this little... Oh, mate! The fold guys, the zombie Rohan. Oh my god, the living dead Rohan. I was on Diavolo waiting this whole time for the perfect moment to do that little muster, and then because what can you have to just pray that you roll a 6 and they don't hit. Oh, this is great. This is great. So they move. They draw a card. Okay, cool. Get Shellow's Lair. And they've got a ring. Okay, cool. Oh, mate. Move Nazgul. Wait. You're moving Nazgul. Move the Witch King to Erebor. You're going for Erebor again? Surely Dol Amroth's better than Erebor at this point. I would 100 and I would absolutely put a single Nazgul in Edoras here, because that reroll could win you the game. That reroll is massive. Really surprised they're going back to Erebor. I thought you just, given the size of these armies, respective armies, there's only 1 HP. They've got more leadership there. They've got the same size army, but with more leadership. And this army's bigger. Yeah, I'm really surprised they're going for Erebor. I thought you'd go for Dol Amroth there. Yeah, very surprised. But anyway, so they played Crawler's Death. 3 hits, so that's good. And no hits back. So maybe this is a genius plan. But you've only got... So now it's 8 versus 4. Do they have any cards they can play? They've still got all these Crawler's Deaths. Right, another Crawler's Death. It's working. It's working. And Bombadil cannot hit at all. Wow. So now they've got 2 more attacks because of the mouse ability. Erebor. And they hit. But with the final die, they're going to go and try and take back Edoras. Miss. Now they're both on 5s. It's a straight fight. 5. That's why you needed potentially that Nazgul. I mean, I'm amazed that this went down the way it did. That was more than I expected. Maybe maybe there is logic to that. Maybe they were concerned about Kieran ships or something like that. They know there's a mustering card that's been played here. The Free People did have a card in a die that they were holding. So maybe the Shadow was thinking, I can't risk them having Kieran ships, let's say you... But you having said that, you can kind of have a go at doing this in 1 round of combat and just blasting through it. If you got the dice you'd got here, they would have blasted through it in 1 round of combat. So, I mean, it worked. So, but that's a great comeback. And that again, if there's ever a lesson in, like, making sure you take over the whole of Rohan, you think, Fold, what's Fold going to do? That's what Fold's going to do. Or here another best. That's great. Flips him out the Sauron to attack Dale. Oh yeah, they can take Dale. Oh my god, forgot about Dale. Oh, the game. Oh my god, I thought it was gonna. Arthur Sackett rolls quite poorly. 1 hit, 3 hits back. Amazing. Kill your dude. So he got excited. Press, stay. Well, now the dice are flipping. After really good dice in Erebor, really poor dice in Dale. 1 hit back. Now it's 3 versus... Oh, wait. So... Oh, because they're all on 5s. 3 versus 1. Surely this can't hold on as well. That would be insane. Sackett gets the hit, takes down Dale. Really nice game. I breathe. Jesus Christ. I need to sit down. Well, I'm sitting down. I need a drink. Where's my drink? Wow. What a game. Um, what a wild, wild ride that was. That was awesome. So nearly taking the military victory here. So nearly surviving thanks to this guy. I forgot about Dale. Maybe at some point, I can't remember the dice of the three people. At some point, when they were doing little half moves, perhaps you move this army across into Dale with a half move. You leave, one behind or two behind or something. But just to buff up that Dale army, I'm trying to think if there were any other. I don't think they had another half move this turn. But just like maybe when you move the Anfalas guy to Andrast or whatever it is called, that's when you can do a move like that. It's not perfect because sometimes this army can then come over and just take Willem Realm. So it's not a it's a tricky balance to strike. But yeah, I think that was a noble defense, and Saka got there in the end. I think that ballsy Erebor play paid off. I did not expect that to go down the way it did. But it worked out, and they still had a die. They could have potentially had a go at taking down Dol Amroth as well on another dice if this had failed. So it wouldn't have been the end of the world. They still had 3 leadership here. They could have had a go at it. But yeah, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that game. Really fun one. Let's have a quick look at the stats before we tie it up. Very even dice for the Shadow, slightly high on musters, high on wills for the 3 people with those wills. 3 of those or 2 of those got wiped out. 1 was lost to a ring as well. So effectively +1 on wills in a way. Otherwise, pretty normal, relatively normal. Across the whole game, lots of 5s were rolled. I don't know who rolled them, but lots of them were rolled. So yeah, hard to say who came off worse in the dice luck stakes. Felt like both players had periods of time when they had hot dice, and then had periods of time when they had very cold dice. So yeah, I can't really figure out who came up on top overall. But anyway, yeah, really fun game. Hope you enjoyed it and have a good one. Bye bye.